248 pounds, almost 14 points per game, just a shade under 10 rebounds per game. That is third in all of the ACC. And Nijel Pack has been a serious three-point factor as well for Miami. There's Isaiah Wong.
Tom, interesting decision by Steve Forbes going big to start off this game. He's been going back and forth between a smaller look and this bigger look. Now, you've got a little undersized team out there in Miami. See how these matchups play out as the game begins.
Demon Deacons in the traveling black and old gold. 9-6 in conference play. They are 4-5 away from Winston-Salem. Did not have a midweek game as that one bounces out of bounds, and that will be Miami basketball. This Wake Forest team has not played, Mike, since last Saturday, and a one-point win at home against Georgia Tech.
And how you negate size is defending out on the perimeter. Miami was spectacular in that one defensive stretch.
Miami spectacular on Monday as well at North Carolina, and they are on the board first after the win against the Tar Heels earlier this week. There's Omier.
And he is not a three-point specialist, 23% on the year, but Marsh is going to be reluctant to go out and challenge him. I'd test him one more time on that three.
How about just his fourth made three of the season, and once again, the Demon Deacons turn it over. Second straight possession.
Yeah, 2 possessions, 2 turnovers, and that's where Marsh usually makes his living on the pick and roll. He's going to roll, scoring at a ridiculous 91% from the floor.
Most of those shots very close to the rim, if not dunks for Marsh. This is Pack, two-man game. Omier, tough angle. Marsh was there. There was contact as well and a foul against the Deeks.
And it may be Wake Forest that blinks first in this matchup. Marsh getting the foul right there, and we'll see Steve Forbes goes to Williamson off the bench to go a little smaller.
Omier is 70% from the free throw line this season. There's the University of Miami Hall of Famer Jim Larinaga, his 12th season on the bench as he watches Omier in his second free throw. So that's a three-pointer and a couple of free throws for Omier.
Of course, any scouting report's going to start with Appleby, and they are really locked in on him. They've really got to play well in that pick and roll game defensively.
Carr on the catch from Hildreth, ran into Omier and Miller, trying to step through the double, did get it away. Here's Monsanto for three, and that bounces out to Poplar.
Tom, they're having all kinds of trouble running their offense, but Omier not having any trouble running.
Timeout on the court. Norchad Omier 7, Wake Forest 0.
And Tom, how do you negate size? You run the floor, but look at this defensively. Wake Forest is having trouble just getting the ball into their offense at all. And this is the long shot, and then after that, the turnover, and Omier just beating Marsh down the floor. What a start by him. I was trying to think of a comparison for him. I didn't want to go Barkley, but I'm going to go way old school and go Unseld, Wes Unseld. Guy 6'7", big, undersized center, rebounds, Louisville product.
Yeah, Omier, Mike, 6'7", 248 as a sophomore. First year in the Miami program after 2 years at Arkansas State. And by the way, in the Sun Belt last year, he was the player of the year and the defensive player of the year in that conference.
Well, they do take Marsh out, but they go with Bobi Klintman coming in off the bench. So still a little bit of size out there, but a little bit more athletic.
Omier is from Nicaragua. Klintman is from Malmo, Sweden. Monsanto straight away, knocking down a three ball.
We saw this movie up in Notre Dame.
We did.
And he got it going. 28 point. They had a similar start up there as well, really kind of flat, and then he brought them back offensively.
18 straight games with a three for Monsanto. Pack driving. Carr got a piece of it. Omier to follow.
Well, that's what that penetration does. It draws help defensively in the back. Nice reaction by Carr, but it left Omier, who's one of the premier offensive rebounders in the league, wide open.
Forest did struggle from three-point distance last Saturday against Georgia Tech as that one gets poked away. Just 27% from beyond the arc. Wong hesitation, stutter step, and he needs some assistance. Wong trying to shank Klintman. Just threw it up on the backboard and went out of bounds and will stay at this end of the floor.
Well, here's the look. We talked about guarding him. You want to make him go east and west, not north and south. And Miami has been effective in that so far. He can live in the paint against left.
How about Wong hanging and scoring? So silky Mike with the basketball.
Wake only has 2 shot attempts in the game, and both of those 3. We're not getting anything in the lane or any post-up.
Appleby had the game-winning free throws against Georgia Tech. Monsanto, catch and release. Give him 3.
Boy, that covers up a lot of ills. Just like that, 6 points up on the boards, back in the game, back in a little bit of rhythm.
He's now 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. O'Meara putting the shoulder down, ran into Carr and traveled, trying to muscle his way to the basket.
See, that's a much better matchup defensively for Wake. Carr's got the ability. He can not only challenge O'Meara outside, but stay in front of him off the dribble.
Carr and his teammates have won 3 in a row. The win against Georgia Tech. Also a victory at home against North Carolina and on the road at Notre Dame, the game that Mike referenced where Monsanto hit 8 3-pointers by himself. They had lost 4 in a row prior to the 3-game winning streak, but those were close. Hildreth, shot clock winding down against Wong, comes up short. Pulled away by Miller and a foul committed. Hildreth and Klintman in the vicinity. So the foul against Wake, and the Canes will have the ball. When we come back, they've also got the lead. The early first half lead, and Norchad O'Meara has 9 of the 11 points so far for the U.
How about this, Tom? This is his 4th 3-pointer of the year. 2 of them have started on the first possession of games, so setting the tone out there, but then doing what he does best, running the floor, and then getting on the offensive glass.
By the way, just his 5th career made 3-pointer for Norchad O'Meara. Bit of a struggle against North Carolina on the road Monday. Only had 5 points and 7 boards and was 1 of 7 from the floor against the Tar Heels. It was a win for Miami, though. Wong stepping back. Hildreth.
Pretty good matchup with Monsanto on Wong. He's got some good size, and Poplar a little over-anxious.
Poplar call for tripping. That'll be 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Well, you see another good matchup defensively that Miami, Poplar, arguably their best perimeter defender. One of them is on Monsanto, so they're trying to quiet him down. But I like the matchup for Wake to see if they get Hildreth to get Wong and work on him inside, get him in some foul trouble.
Our game, 1 of 7 of the ACC today inside. Klintman and Hildreth found him.
Tell you what, the Wake Forest bigs, they better take their guards out for dinner every once in a while because they make a living off that pick and roll inside.
Wong. Anthony Walker's come into the game for Miami, number 1. Not sure if Pack was trying to find Walker with that. Was it deflected? And the officials say it's Wake Forest basketball.
Well, Pack was arguing strongly about the fact that it was deflected out, but that was just an errant lob.
Most wins in school history for Coach Larinaga, 247. Went over the 700th career win threshold this season. Ironically, a win against Providence, where he played collegiately and then was drafted into the NBA.
And then lost the game, and right after that, a real emotional turnaround to Maryland. Maryland's actually playing very well right now, just beat Purdue.
Appleby twisting in the air and scoring.
Yeah, his first basket, his first shot attempt. He's a guy, again, with the assists. He can work into a game slowly, get his teammates going, but he will get his numbers.
Big screen set by Walker. Monsanto went down, recovers. Wong with the shot. Tapped around Klintman.
Walker had a nice game against North Carolina in that win, and he's going to be important today against Wake Forest size.
24 points, 11 boards for Walker against the Heels. Back the other way with Appleby.
Just so explosive through the rim, getting to that right hand.
Appleby with 14 points and the game-winning free throws with 2.3 seconds left against Georgia Tech. Pack bouncing back and hitting the shot. Officials are saying 2, Mike, on that one.
Yeah, but he's been special the last 2 games. He's starting to feel a lot more comfortable in his role. You and I talked to Jim Larinaga beforehand. He's a guy who he had to make the transition from being a big-time scorer to a facilitator, and there is the right foot right there on the line. So good call. Long 2 instead of a 3, but still a made basket. But Nijel Pack, I'm going to say his last 22.5 points a game. Really shooting the ball well.
5 times Coach Larinaga has taken this program to the NCAA tournament, and that includes all the way to the Elite 8 a season ago.
Backcourt. How about Joseph getting up and pressuring the ball? They have really been picking up Appleby extended up the floor.
Steve Forbes, third-year head coach for Wake Forest, was at East Tennessee State, won a Southern Conference championship there in 2020. They won 30 games that year, the most in school history under Coach Forbes.
How about he gets Alondas Williams in the portal last year, who's the ACC Player of the Year, and now he's got Tyree Appleby. Not a bad back-to-back.
Poplar at the rim from Miami.
Not back-to-back, but backdoor that time. Poplar got the switch and got Appleby inside.
Three-point difference. First half, Hildreth on the drive, came up short. Walker over the top. There's Marsh with the jam.
And 1. That's his game. He's going to get lobs off the pick and roll, and he's also going to finish on offensive rebounding. And that's, and Jim Larinaga said his team has been rebounding better. This is a little tougher task today against Wake Forest. If I shot 91% from the free throw line, I was ecstatic. He had missed in like 5 games, Tom.
Now, granted, Mike, he does have a fistful of rim most of the time. That was his first field goal attempt.
That means he's getting to the rim.
Yes. So officially now, Mike, he is 65 of 72 from the floor.
And when you can remember each of your misses from the field, that's something.
Now, the free throw line is a different story, though, for Marsh.
Yeah, it's inverted. It's what you would expect his field goal percentage to be.
40% on the season for Marsh. I'm pretty sure that went off the backboard.
Yes, it did.
Okay. I was just looking for confirmation. Maybe that's the way he does it. Yeah. It counts either way. Joseph and Beverly are into the ballgame for Miami. This is Bensley Joseph. Off the front rim and in for Benz.
Well, and he is, of him and Beverly, he's the defensive player. Beverly a little bit better off offensively. I'll tell you what, you get Isaiah Wong some rest right now, and they got Amir some good rest minutes early as well.
Now, Wong's only got 2 points so far, and that's Hildreth backing on down against Nijel Pack.
You're going to see that. If he gets switched off and has a smaller player, he's got great size. He's tried to go to that early, missed a couple opportunities inside, but converted that.
Nijel Pack, other end of the floor.
Talked about it, number 1 and number 2 in scoring in the conference. So not surprising we got a little bit of an offensive slugfest going here.
Yeah, Miami, 79 points per game. As Mike mentioned, that leads the ACC. Almost 78 points per game for Wake Forest. They're 4th in the conference. That's a three-pointer.
Yeah, Klintman, I tell you what, he's really come on as this season has progressed. Steve Forbes feeling more confident with him out on the floor. I really like his game.
Klintman hit double digits in the win against Georgia Tech. That's O'Mear. Give him a couple of extra style points as well. Sweeping that one off the backboard.
You know, Marsh isn't really a shot blocker, but just his size is imposing. But that was nonetheless very impressive finish.
Demon Deacons are 8 of 11 from the floor as a team. Williamson has come in for the Deacons as well, number 4 in black and old gold. This is Marsh and Hildreth looking for the UK connection, and they get it.
Yeah, and really good patience by Marsh.
Omier hustles to the other end and lays it in.
However, that's the second time that Omier has run out and gotten a layup after a made basket. That's the one thing, he knows that he can beat Marsh in a foot race.
So Cameron Hildreth is from Worthing, England. Matthew Marsh is from Cornwall, England. They try to do it again here.
Steve Forbes is calling them banger and mash.
Shot clock all the way down to 2. Monsanto misses the shot. Coach Larinaga wanted to travel. Pack is 2 for 3 from the floor, 4 points. A lot of dribbling. Finds Walker for the rim bender for the Canes.
Klintman got caught looking that time. Walker, the nice, just got lost on the baseline.
Walker, who averages 3 points per game. 1 dunk, and he's close to his average for the junior from Baltimore, Maryland. Number 1 in white.
We're looking at 100 here, partner. Again, we've seen Miami go this route already.
We saw that game against Cornell earlier this season, Mike, when both teams went over 100.
107, 104.
Joseph fouled by Williamson. Anthony Walker, just 4 points at North Carolina on Monday. He's got 2 here. What a feed from Pack. And it's a 3-point game. Let's go center. And what a start to this one. 13 points already for Omier. The Canes trying to defend the home court. They have not lost at all this season. 7-0 against ACC opponents. Head coach Jim Larinaga. What a start to this one, Mike. 25-22, Canes and Deacons.
And 3 of their last 4 here at home, so good things on the horizon potentially, although this game started off a little sluggishly for the Deacons, but turned into a contest here.
Miami's won 5 in a row, 6 of its last 7 games. The 7 straight ACC home wins. Omier a big factor early in this one. Most of the time, Mike, the key is if he can avoid foul trouble in those first few minutes, and he's been able to do that, and he's running the floor effectively as well.
Well, and I think the thing for Omier in this game, Marsh isn't a guy they're going to throw the ball to, and he's going to make moves inside. So, you know, he's going to play off of misses and things like that. So maybe, you know, it saves you a little bit as far as your fouls are concerned, but Omier is definitely taking advantage of his speed. But, you know, we talked about Jim Larinaga in his 12 years here. The crowd today, fabulous. This was not the way it was before he got to Miami.
Great energy inside the building. They'll be disappointed with that sequence. Here comes Hildreth. Appleby rises up and hits the side of the backboard. Bensley Joseph behind the back to Beverly, and Appleby hustle back to break it up. Monsanto in the corner for the 3-ball. Out of bounds on the weak side, and the officials will award the ball to Wake Forest.
You know, that was an incredible play by Appleby. That shot off the side of the backboard, didn't give up on the play, and comes back and saves 2 points right there. A little bit of a lazy pass in transition by Miami.
Great hustle by Appleby to stay inbounds after the steal.
He's been playing 40 minutes a game, and absent foul trouble, he's going to be out there the whole game today.
Monsanto missed. Beverly fouled him. Ted Valentine was right there to make the call. He's joined by Bill Covington Jr. and Brent Hampton. So Beverly picks up the foul.
Jim Larinaga, a little bit a late whistle there, and I don't know if that ball went in. I don't know if that's called.
%86% from the line, Monsanto. Kind bounce. He's now 32 of 37 from the strike this season for the redshirt junior. Pembroke Pines, Florida. So maybe he had this game circled on the calendar, Mike.
Yeah, you look up and down the lineup, Tom, their free throw shooting is very, very solid.
Substitution, Davian Williamson, graduate student from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, is back in. %78% for Miami from the floor, 11 of 14. They've made their last 7 shot attempts. This from Wong. Omir's over the top for the foul against Miami. And we welcome those of you who just watched Boston College win on the road in Tallahassee against Florida State, 73-69. We've got a 1-point game, Miami and Wake Forest here in Coral Gables, Florida. Tom Wormy, Mike Jaminski, our outstanding ACC basketball production crew.
And BC, a different team with Quentin Post. Since he's gotten into the lineup and gotten healthy, they are a tough out.
After missing the first 13 games of the season with a foot injury for Post, and BC gets the win. Wake Forest gets the jumper. Williamson.
Yeah, he had struggled with his shot this year, has some injury issues, so very important for him to knock down his first attempt.
The 201st made 3 of his career, Mike. Pack with the miss, easy board Clinton.
Well, that's this game. Wake Forest playing the 3-point game, 4 of 10, and that was only Miami's second attempt.
Hildreth the miss. Miller came over the top. Stumbles down. Fight for the loose ball, and the arrow will favor Miami. So when we come back, the Canes will have the basketball, trailing by 2 to Wake.
Attacking the closeout and attacking the basket.
Dear viewers,
Get from Wilmington back to Charlotte,
yeah.
and,
Okay.
so no real. I'm not near a port up there, but it was a nice way to travel.
All right, time to take a look at our forward keys to the game with Mike Jaminski.
Well, for Wake Forest, the thing they talked about, first shot defense, they want to get that miss and not allow any second chance opportunities for Miami. And for the Hurricanes, defend that pick and roll. Appleby is just so dangerous out front, scoring himself and making shots for his teammates.
Miami is tied with Providence for the best home record. Power 5.
Duke, the only other undefeated home team in the conference.
Miami's 14-0 for the season. That was Omir working the baseline. Might have stepped right on that baseline.
Really nice job of funneling him to the baseline defensively. Carr moving his feet.
Monsanto has a couple of threes. Carr is going to run all the way down and inbounds it. Omir had the first 9 points of the game for Miami, which led 11-3, and right now finds itself trailing by 2, 27-25. 7.5 minutes to go in our first half. Canes have won 2 in a row in the series against Wake Forest, which is very close over the years. Marsh! Free, and they found him.
Well, free because, again, Appleby in the pick and roll with Marsh. Omir stayed with him a long time. Guys behind defensively are going to have to roll over on Marsh. He was wide open.
That is a 7-0 Wake Forest run. Appleby just over 6 assists per game, and that leads the ACC. And a nice touch from Pack.
You know, one word comes to my mind watching him in this game, comfortable. He just really looks like he has settled into a nice rhythm with Isaiah Wong.
23 points on Monday at North Carolina in the win for Pack. And he made 4 3-point baskets in the victory over the Tar Heels. Side of the rim, run down by Omir. Wong, full speed. Beverly to the rim.
That's what happens on those long threes. I think he caught his team a little unawares, and Miami has done a terrific job in transition.
They've tied the game at 29. This is Carr. Let the defender go by. Finds Monsanto. Marsh came down with it. Williamson hoisting a 3 and ripping the ropes for Wake Forest.
that worked in Wake's favor. Marshall's going to go back up, but did the smart thing. He didn't have total control. Found a wide-open shooter.
6 points for Williamson on a couple of threes. He now has 40 made for the season. Long and foul on the baseline jumper by Monsanto, and he's going to the line.
There's the look on the other end. It just Marsh's size. You see right there, he brought it down, lost control of it, but in the scramble, Pack got lost inside. And that's one, for Monsanto. Wong was a little quiet offensively, comes back and makes it a three-point play, but just got to challenge the jump shooter, not foul him.
Wong, the 8th best free throw shooter in the conference, completing the old school three-point play. He averages 16 points per game. That is 10th in the ACC and best on this Miami roster.
Now, this crowd being treated, this has been a very entertaining game so far.
Wake Forest crashing the glass on the offensive end. Unable to get that one as Carr tried to tip it, and a foul is going to be called. 11 second chance points for Wake, but they won't have an opportunity this time. Carr picks up the foul. First on Carr.
That's the thing, that shot, and if you're going to settle with something with Appleby, you want him to take jumpers, and he's been forced to do that the last couple of possessions.
2016 was the only time under Coach Larinaga this team was undefeated at home in ACC play. And how about Wong? Crafty.
You know what? I mean, the backcourts in this conference are really special. This, with Pack and Isaiah Wong, you look at NC State, Traquavian Smith and Jarkel Joyner. This backcourt with Appleby and Hildreth, put Williamson in there.
Along the baseline and a traveling violation.
There it is. That last, the prior play, that three-point play gets him a little bit of rhythm, and that's just a beautiful up and under move on Marsh. Marsh, why jump at that? He's not going to be able to shoot over you. Just keep your feet, keep your hand up.
Wong launching, fouled on the three-point shot. Isaiah Wong.
Damari Monsanto picking up fouls against Wong, and look at that, just again compounds it. Wong scoring on a mid-range jump shot and then going out. Chance for the 4-point play.
You see Anthony Walker?
A little pose down.
All right.
A little pose down.
I see you, number 2. That's a rarity. A miss from the free throw line for Wong. Had a chance at the 4-point play. So Wong still into double digits with that three-pointer as Monsanto misses at the other end. Wong has scored double digits, Mike, 67 of 80 career games. Oh, another three for number 2.
Well, they switched off, and they got a smaller cover on him, so he's feeling it from downtown. Keep an eye on him, Tom Monsanto playing with 2 fouls out there.
Appleby's pass is picked off. Poplar with Wong for the tomahawk jam, and a timeout on the court. The last 13 points by Isaiah Wong for Miami.
Here he is, Isaiah Wong. He really got the range on the three-point shot and then get it out and finishing at the rim as well.
Presented by your local Toyota dealers and what they have done so far today. Monsanto connecting on a couple of three-pointers for the Demon Deacons. And the Toyota starting lineup for the Miami Hurricanes. Presented by your local Toyota dealers. Norchad Omier had the first 9 points of the game for Miami. Isaiah Wong coming on strong with 15 points. He has scored 13 in a row for Miami.
Well, and he started out 1 of 4, and then he got that jump shot down the other end, got fouled. Been perfect 5 of 5 since then.
There's 13 points coming over the last minute, 52 seconds for Isaiah Wong. Hildreth. That'll fall. Soft bounce inside Watsco center.
And he had Poplar guarding him, so not a giveaway mismatch inside, but Hildreth showing his strength.
This is Wong. Hildreth on his hip. Contact against Carr. Amir caught a shot to the chops there as he comes back up inadvertently. Hildreth weaving his way aggressively to the rim.
And you know what? And Amir was tending to his mouth, and he's still doing that, and he never got turned around, and Hildreth just ran right up his back.
6 points for Hildreth, 3 of 6 shooting for number 2 in black. Pack around the Amir screen.
Appleby is getting hung up. I mean, Amir sets a really solid screen. Pack has gotten some good looks.
Despite that miss, how about the shooting in this game, Mike? Wake Forest, 52% from the floor. Miami, 72% field goal shooting.
They've taken 11 fewer threes, but only made 2 fewer.
Klintman, three-pointer from the corner. And a timeout, Miami. A 7-0 run for Wake Forest, trying to come back after the flurry from Miami, led by Isaiah Wong with 13 straight points. Miami so far 3 of 4 on three-point attempts. Wake Forest has made 6 three-pointers. Here's a look at our Coyote Tractor turning point. Involves Isaiah Wong.
Well, great scorers find a way to get their numbers. We talked about the slow start with him, 1 of 4, but it doesn't take much to get that pilot light lit. And Isaiah Wong has been special, using the screen effectively. When he's shooting threes, Tom, he's really, really tough to guard. I mean, his forte is that, getting to the rim, getting out on the open floor. But when he can spread it, shoot the three, almost unguardable.
Couple of threes made for Wong. He's got 46 made three-pointers on the season, playing in his 122nd game in the Miami uniform for the junior from Piscataway, New Jersey. Almost on his average for the season. 15 points for Wong. He averages 16.
Right, this is a guy, Jordan Miller. We haven't said his name much at all in this game, but he wants to get into the action. I mean, great finish. That was against a double team and a tall double team as well with Klintman and Carr.
First points of the game for Miller. Klintman picked up the foul. Jordan Miller, senior, Middleburg, Virginia.
Massive in the win against North Carolina. Missed the free throw, but 24 points, 11 boards for him in that game.
Second double-double of the season for Jordan Miller in the win against the Heels on Monday. He was 9 of 14 from the floor and played 39 minutes in that effort. All the way across to Williamson. Catch and shoot. Three-pointer from the corner.
Davian Williamson has really given this team a lift. Has come in and rediscovered that shooting touch.
9 points, all on threes for Williamson. Williamson, Mike, had just 3 points last Saturday in the home win against Georgia Tech and was 1 of 3 from three-point distance.
And see, this is the thing with Klintman that he gives you is some quickness out there, along with that, with the length that he provides and the three-point shooting.
Not this time. Amir up for the rebound. This is Pack. Behind the line. Nijel Pack.
Well, Appleby got caught going under the screen that time. Pack reading it, just rising up. Both guards seeing a big basket from behind the arc.
9 points for Pack with his first 3 of the game, the 4th made. Three-pointer for Miami. Williamson again online, just a bit strong. Long rebound. Wong knifing his way to the rim. Carr recovered for the block. Hildreth takes it to the bucket and earns free throws. Carr is down behind the play.
Well, and Steve Forbes has loved his defense all season long. That's why he's been in the starting lineup and saves 2 points there with Wong going out and just kind of shaking it off. I think, I don't know how much we'll see Marsh in this game. Maybe spot duty going forward, Tom, but I like the unit out there with Wake Forest with Klintman and Carr.
Mike, let's get a message from Coyote Tractor.
In my experience, if you work the land, you got to be a jack of all trades. You got to have a little bit of optimism and a whole lot of get-go.
8 points now for Cameron Hildreth as a 75% free throw shooter, averaging just under 13 points per game for Wake Forest.
We're almost at what Virginia and Notre Dame scored for the game. Still have another 20 minutes to go.
End-to-end action between Miami and Wake Forest. Exactly what we thought we might see from these two. O'Meara set a screen. Wong back to Pack. Several feet behind the line, and the Canes will go to the locker room with the 47-44 advantage against visiting Wake.
Well, twice Wake has come back. They had a very sluggish start from the tip, and then Wong put them in a hole.
On three-point tries, shot 67% in the first half. They are the best shooting team in the ACC.
I think for Miami, too, I mean, if you're going to play the screen roll and you're really going to commit to Appleby, then get the ball, make it tough on him, get the ball out of his hands. If they score on that pick and roll inside, this team, Miami, is explosive enough offensively to live with that.
Deke shot 52% of the first half, a miss from Klintman to open up the second half. Three-point game. As we crank up the second 20 minutes from Coral Gables, Watsco Center, Tom Wormy, Mike Jaminski, in our outstanding ACC basketball production.
Yeah, and this is the lineup that Steve Forbes went to that was most effective for them in the second half of that first half.
Deke's on the run. Monsanto the miss. Here's Pack.
After a quick start, Monsanto's cooled off.
Picked up the foul at the other end, Mike. That's his third.
And he's going to get a technical. Well, and, he's saying he took a wristband off and he threw it over to the bench, but it was the way that he threw it. I mean, I know what he's arguing right here, but you can't do that after the foul has been called on you, and that's going to be 4 on him now. Watch this. Right here, he can't believe he takes his headband off, and he's going to launch it right there, and that, you can't do that.
So Wong is at the line for Miami to shoot the technical free throws. And as Mike mentioned, that's now 4 personals on Monsanto with the technical foul.
Well, in this game, that transaction with Williamson in the ball game right now, not bad. I mean, he's scoring for you at least.
You're right, Mike. Monsanto is 2 of 9. They're all three-point tries, and he's headed to the Steve Forbes bench. Wong is at the free throw line. He was fouled by Monsanto in the shot attempt. Damari Monsanto despondent on that Wake Forest bench. Picked up the free throws from Wong.
Yeah, I mean, everything working against him. I mean, the foul was called against him. He was visually upset before then, and then he was out in the open when he threw the headband across the court. It's just the referee's not going to stand for that.
Appleby. O'Meara was there to alter the shot trajectory.
Yeah, and also Pack, a nice job, but defensively one-on-one there. Life has been difficult for Appleby so far in this game.
Wong able to get away from Hildreth, create space, and hit the jumper.
And where it's been difficult for Appleby, it has been almost effortless for Isaiah Wong. He's been special.
How about 21 points, Mike? 7 of 13 shooting. And he's gone for 20 points or more for the 9th time this season. Taken back by Miami.
6th turnover by Appleby.
Pack. Scoring. 3-point bucket. Timeout. Steve Forbes. Miami's on an 8-0 run. Timeout on the court. (56-44). Isaiah Wong leads everybody, Mike, with 21 points.
And the thing, you know, in today's game, the mid-range game has almost disappeared, but that is such a strength of his. He's got great size to step back, to create, and he just goes to number 7, passes number 33 there on the all-time scoring list. Jack Clinton, what a great player he was here. And maybe number 2 headed to the rafters for Miami. Who knows?
1,704 points right now for Wong and counting. Wong has 19 of Miami's last 29 points. He had 2 of the first 29 points for the Canes. Miller, little hesitation and fake.
And he's a guy in conference who's the leading scorer on this team, but he's so unselfish. He does whatever this team needs. He's like the 3rd or 4th option scoring-wise today, but very, very effective.
And Miller averages 15 points per game. Williamson again.
Let's see if Wake has another run to get back into this ball game. And Williamson has really been solid for them all afternoon.
He's got 4 made three-pointers, Mike, on 7 chances and 12 points to Davian Williamson. Again, he struggled against Georgia Tech last Saturday with just 1 made three-pointer. Miller fights for the loose ball and rebound. O'Meara. He grabbed it, then traveled.
Yeah, he just got his feet tangled up, and that's, you know, when you go down like that, it's an automatic call.
So Appleby will walk it up the court for Wake Forest. Trailing by 11. The lead at halftime was 3 for Miami. This is Appleby. He launches a three-pointer.
I was watching that. They ran him off 3 screens, wheeled around, and Pack was just running for his life trying to keep up. Maybe that's the shot that gets Appleby in rhythm.
First 3 of the game for Appleby. He's got 51 made on the season. Watch out for Wong.
And that's a, you know, Hildreth, that's a great matchup, I think, for Wake, but Wong is just making some really good shots.
Just a little smile there from Isaiah Wong. Coach Larinaga tells us he doesn't say a lot. Lets his play do the talking. He's done that so far today. The loudest cane in the box score, Isaiah Wong. Oh, Carl was wide open, Mike, from Appleby.
Well, and that's it looked like, you know, O'Meara's looking over at the bench, and that was the pick and roll. He stayed with Appleby. Nobody came behind to get Carr.
Pack. Poplar flying out of that corner, back to Pack. Poplar with the finish after the miss by Pack.
You know, he's like the 5th option out there offensively for this team, but you work so hard on everybody else, he gets a wide open follow.
Hildreth got O'Meara in the air and laid it in. What a fake by Hildreth.
Yeah, he's one of the most improved players in the conference this year. He's been so good. Made a huge jump from last year.
Last season, Mike, he only averaged 4 points per game. That's Nijel Pack hitting the jumper.
That's the thing. I mean, Appleby is having to work extremely hard on the defensive end of the floor.
14 points for Pack, one of 3 Miami Hurricanes in double digits in scoring in this game. Foul against Wake as Carr tried to set a screen. The lead is 10 for Nijel Pack and the Canes. Star to watch is Nijel Pack. He's been impressive, Mike, over his last several games.
Yeah, we talked about it. 22.5 points over his last 2. And feeling more comfortable is 15 to 25 shooting, over 50% from 3. 5 times this year, Tom, plus 20 points in the game. So that is a very explosive backcourt.
23 points in the win Monday at North Carolina for Pack.
That's right. And Isaiah Wong had an off game in Chapel Hill, and Miami still comes away with the win. Jordan Miller was terrific.
Wong had just 10 points against the Tar Heels. Miller had a double-double with 24 points and 11 boards. This is Miller.
And how about this? You get O'Meara out of the game. And Anthony Walker has put in some nice minutes. Not extensive in this game, but he's been productive on the floor.
Williamson. Poked to Appleby by Klintman, and then Appleby hits the target from three-point real estate.
Yeah, one of those plays that's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but Klintman made that whole thing, keeping the ball alive, and Appleby starting to heat up a little bit, Tom.
Second three of the game for Appleby. He's into double digits, Mike, along with Hildreth. And Williamson leads Wake with 12. Poplar over Hildreth.
Wake will live with that. Letting him create off the dribble. He plays off of other people better than creating his own shot.
Demon Deacons hanging around after trailing by as many as 14 here in the second half. Tipped ahead by Pack. Pack to the rim, and he jams it for the Canes.
Just again, scoring off of every single Wake Forest mistake.
That was the 9th turnover by Wake Forest. 21 points off turnovers for Miami. Appleby.
Here we go. If Wake can just take care of the basketball, they got a chance to get back and really get in this game.
11 made threes by the Demon Deacons. They are second in the conference. 9 made threes per game. Carr wants one. Over top of backboard and to Miami.
There's the look, and there's just that when you turn the ball over out there, I mean, it's an automatic 2 points.
16 points, Nijel Pack, 7 of 13 shooting.
Just going to get a minimal rest here probably underneath the 12 timeout.
Pack's on the bench, 2 of 5 from three-point distance. Shooting close to 50% from beyond the arc over his last 14 games.
Wake they've got to be careful, too, with how they react to foul calls in this game. There's already been one technical on Monsanto, and Appleby John a little bit of Bill Covington, who actually called that first technical. Once that first whistle happens, Tom, you gotta button things up a little bit.
And Monsanto's had to stay on the bench with 4 personals, including the technical foul and a couple of made threes. And this one is going against Miami.
O'Meara, illegal screen. You have to let the guy, and this would happen on the handoff. Just hand it off, but when you hand it off and open up like that, which a lot of people teach. I mean, that's the play that sometimes doesn't get called.
Appleby. With a couple of seasons at Florida, they turn it over this time. Beverly into the defender and a foul. Klintman was back defensively for Wake Forest. 3rd foul against Klintman. So Beverly to the line when we come back. It's an 8-point game.
Dear viewers,
Miami lead to 8. It was as large as 14 in this second half at 58-44 for Miami. Let's take a look at the Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina upcoming schedule for Wake Forest.
Not an easy road for the Deacons. Counting this game, 3 of their last 5 on the road, and including that NC State is playing as well as anybody in conference right now. And then as Steve Force pointed out to us, that last game against against Syracuse, team they have not played yet this year until the last game, and that zone up in the dome, you know how tough that is.
Duke is going to find out today, although Duke has won 9 of the last 10 against Syracuse, Mike, overall in that series. All right, time for our Fresh Market Discover the Best feature. That is Tyree Appleby.
And we talked about it at the Open, about trying to become the first player in ACC history to lead the league in scoring and assists. But we looked, and I thought I had the answer. It's only been done one time before on any level.
Wow.
And that was Nate Archibald in the NBA for the Kansas City Kings. 34 points, 11 assists for him. You saw him at the end of his career with the Celtics.
Start with the Boston Celtics.
That's when the Celtics took a lot of guys. Paul Silas at the end of his career helped them win some championships. Rest in peace. Paul was a beautiful person.
Bob Cousy, the coach for Tiny Archibald in his days in Kansas City with the Kings. We got a beautiful game, Mike Cheminsky. 69-60. Wake Forest hanging in there with the number 15 team in the nation. Wake coming off a win last Saturday at home against Georgia Tech. A couple of nice home wins against North Carolina and Clemson as well for the Demon Deacons, who started 10-0 at home for the second straight season, but they give this one back to Miami.
Well, at least it was a dead ball turnover, but still, I mean, it was just a pass that shouldn't have been attempted the way it was.
Walker trying to calculate that angle. Just a smidge too strong.
Now they're giving, they got Miller with a little bit of a break. Walker getting some extended minutes with his size out on the floor. Hildreth just really solid. Not just scoring today, but also making plays. 5 assists. He's tied with Appleby for a team lead.
Hildreth now with 12 points. Appleby leads the way with 13 for Wake Forest. 23 for Wong. Beverly misfires. O'Meara over the top. Couldn't get it. Here comes Appleby. How about the defensive work by Beverly? And also Walker helped out with a double, and they throw it away.
Steve Forbes was wide open and made the catch on the sideline.
Not the guy you want to send it to, though, if you're Tyree Appleby.
You know, right now, I mean, Wake needs to simplify things. They're trying to make spectacular passes out there. You got to make an easy pass to an open teammate.
62% as a team from the floor, Miami. Wong shoveled it over. So Miller, the miss from three-point distance. Klintman trying to run it down. He collided with Wong. They both end up in photographer's row.
And they're going to call Wong, I think, that foul. Ted Valentine coming behind the play. Here's a look. It was a foot race. And Klintman, we talked about athletically, and we're going to call Wong on that. I don't think there's any shot involved.
So that is the first foul against Wong. Now, certainly, Mike, we have the benefit of replay, but it appeared to be two players just trying to chase down that ball. Ted Valentine was much closer to the play than we are. Officials are over at the scorer's table. Ted Valentine and Brent Hampton are over there.
In general, in this game, though, Miami has not fouled. That's only their second team foul.
Wake Forest basketball. Appleby to trigger the inbounds. And Poplar will come in. He'll replace Harlan Beverly. Poplar has 4 points. Beverly leaves with 3 points on 1 of 2 shooting.
An opportunity here for Wake with Wong out of the ball game.
Poplar, the sophomore from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 9 points in the win against Carolina on Monday. Carr off the inbounds play. Up against O'Meara and over top of him for 2.
Yeah, all O'Meara did, I mean, he's not a shot blocker inside. He just had his hands. That was pretty good patience by Carr.
4 points for Carr for Wake Forest. Play on the inside, and Miami comes back with a bucket. Miller has it.
That's the thing. You know, you got Wong out of the game. You think you can exhale, and then Jordan Miller steps up and starts scoring.
8 points now for Miller. Hildreth on the drive. Miami collapsed defensively, and there was a foul called. Poplar just picked up his third personal. So Hildreth is at the free throw line, Mike. 2 for 2 so far in the game for Hildreth from the stripe.
Well, and this is a good way for Wake to claw back in this game, too. If they slow things down, attack the rim, get to the free throw line, stop the clock.
Sophomore from Worthing, England. Well, you want to stay tuned for the fast break presented by your local Ford dealer. That's coming up in just moments. We'll take a look at some of the statistical category leaders in and around the ACC. Hildreth this season, Mike, had a triple-double, the third in school history. Alondis Williams had one last year. The player before that to get a triple-double was Tim Duncan. You might have heard of him.
Yeah, I think I remember his name. 14 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists for Mr. Hildreth.
That triple-double came against Hampton. That rattles out on a 3 attempt from Pack.
They've been testing him. They're still going underneath on that screen. Pack, that one in and out.
5 of 12, three-point shooting Miami. Quick passing. It's Marsh with a dunk. Bangers and mash, and it's Marsh.
Yeah, and great extra pass inside.
Miller attacking the defense. Got it back after the miss. O'Meara off his fingertips into Marsh. Taken back by Poplar.
And no help. Great defensive play.
Pack lined it up and knocked it down.
Wow, what a turnaround for Miami. Poplar makes that just like a cornerback. Turns around, makes the play. No white jerseys around, and Pack steps into a 3.
19 points for Nijel Pack and 3 made threes. In a congested area, it's Marsh, and he lays it in and will stride to the line.
Here's the lick, just a lazy pass back by Klintman, and Poplar just so heads up, patient, and then everybody scattered. He walks right into it in rhythm.
3 of 7 on three-pointers for Pack and 19 points. Marsh, who is at the free throw line. Not surprisingly, Mike, 5 of 5 from the floor. At least 2 or 3 dunks for Marsh. And a made free throw. That's where he struggles. Not this time, though.
Coming into this game, on his last 5, 18 of 18 from the field. And he's keeping that intact.
Double-digit scorer with 12. Poplar misses. By the way, Wake has not missed a free throw. They're 8 of 8.
This is an interesting matchup with Poplar against Appleby.
Closing in on 7.5 minutes to go in regulation. Klintman.
They're going to live with Marsh getting some dunks inside. They're going to really lock down on Appleby. Wow.
Poplar lost it on the way up. Miller was in there too. And a foul coming up against Wake Forest. So we'll take a moment. This is a 3-point game, just like it was at halftime, 74-71. This is the Fast Break, presented by your local Ford dealer. Let's get a look at some of the leaders in the ACC this season, and it includes Tyree Appleby. Mike playing in our game this afternoon.
Yeah, amazing time in the history of the league. Nobody has ever led it in scoring and assist. Appleby trying to do that this year because Steve Forbes have gotten another player of the year in the portal.
What a game Appleby had against North Carolina. 23 of 28 from the free throw line, both of those ACC records.
And Casey Morsell leading in three-point percentage. former Virginia player, and the Pack really rolling this year.
All right, we go to Armando Bacot. No surprise, he's the leader in rebounding. Judah Mintz for the Cuse, and Jesse Edwards also amongst our leaders.
Yeah, how about on the defensive side, out of that zone, leading the conference in stealing, and Edwards anchoring that back with the almost 3 blocks a game.
Syracuse had a win against NC State on Tuesday. That'll be the opponent for NC State coming up tomorrow against North Carolina. Here are the 3 ranked teams of the ACC.
Yeah, as we begin play today, Virginia right there. They've been consistent all year long. Miami as well. They've been right there. But how about NC State getting into the top 25?
Miami undefeated at home this year as well, trying to keep it that way today against Wake Forest. And we thank you for watching the Fast Break, presented by your local Ford dealer.
The ACC, home to some of the most exciting teams in the country. All season long, and Bally Sports is home to the action. So count the threes. Brace yourself for the dunks. And be there for the rivalries. ACC basketball all season long on Bally Sports and the Bally Sports app.
Canes lead at 74-71. 7:24 to go in our second half. Here is our Z-Max Max Performance. Features Jordan Miller in the 5-game winning streak for Miami, Mike. They've won 5 in a row, 6 of their last 7. And number 11, a big reason why, excuse me.
That's the thing about him, though. It's impressive is he doesn't really force his way into the offense. He doesn't hunt his shot. He lets things come to him. He's so efficient when that happens, and those are really solid numbers.
That was our Z-Max Max Performance from Jordan Miller.
I mean, you look at the numbers for Wake, Tom. I mean, when they're taking care of the ball for the game, they're shooting 54%, 38 from 3. They're perfect from the free throw line.
Miami is 8 of 11 as a team from the line of the game. Miller shoots 82% from the stripe on the season.
And that's also with one of their big 3 threats in Monsanto over on the bench with 4 personal fouls.
Yeah, that's a guy who's made 82 three-pointers on the season to lead the ACC. Miami's a good free throw shooting team. Steve Forbes knows it. 78% as a team for Jim Larinaga's Miami Hurricanes. Here we go, Mike. 7 minutes and change. 5-point game. Tough pass to Williamson. That's into the backcourt. Race for the basketball. Appleby did well to hustle back. That is a backcourt violation.
It is, and that was a really important play for Appleby to chase that down. He takes the turnover. You get a chance to save your defense, and that's the second time we've seen him. He made a play earlier in the first half where he ran down and made a steal. This one, he saves 2 points right there.
14 turnovers in the game for Wake Forest. After that one went into the backcourt. Poplar on the inbounds. Got it back. Green for Poplar.
Well, if you're going to pick the 4 guys to shoot a 3, he's the one you're going to try to test, and he just makes you pay.
Poplar passing the test. As a 37% three-point shooter, body of work this season. Poplar making the 7th 3 of the game for Miami. The shot clock's at 5. Deflected. This is Wong leading the break. Hildreth recovered to stop Pack from shooting. That's a wild pass inside. Marsh intercepts.
That was actually good active hands by Hildreth defensively, but Appleby is closing in on double-figure turnovers in this game.
Appleby and Carr in tight quarters. Carr advancing to the rim. O'Meara defending. Wong lost the handle. Here comes Hildreth. And Appleby then lost it and then committed a foul. While we have a second, here's our CPI security protecting the paint. And it's being aggressive inside with Paco, Mike.
Yeah, getting on the offensive glass. I mean, we just saw him knock down a three, but he's been scoring in a variety of fashion. Again, guy who just, they don't run a ton of plays for him.
7 points. Wong Poplar, 3 of 6 from the floor. His teammate Nijel Pack is about to step to the free throw line.
It really is amazing that Wake Forest is still within 8 points in this game before these 2 free throws, with all the turnovers they've had that have led to easy points.
Appleby just picked up his second personal to put Pack at the free throw line for the 1-and-1. By the way, Mike, Appleby, number 1 in black, has 11 turnovers. That's a career high. That's one you don't want.
Yeah, that's we'd call that the triple double, not the triple double. If you zeroing in on it.
And amazingly, with Pack at the free throw line, Mike, Appleby has not gone to the free throw line, and we've mentioned on a couple of occasions against North Carolina in the win for Wake Forest. He went 28 times as an ACC record. Here he goes, driving to the rim. Look up below, Tyree Appleby.
And that's the guy who's not 6 feet tall, but no, you get him a running start, get to that right hand. That was a loud 2 points.
Pack in traffic, had to hand it off to Wong. Demon Deacons refusing to relent. Pack, Omier! Trying to take it off its hinges for the jam. Norchad Omier with 15 points. Alley-oop, and that's Carr above everyone.
Yeah, Appleby hobbling a little bit, but really nice find that time. Weak side defense falling asleep on Carr.
6 points for Carr. Hesitation Wong over Marsh. Monsanto's come back into the game, playing with the 4 personal fouls. 2 of 9 on 3-pointers. That is his specialty. Lines this one up, and Monsanto hits it from the 3-point atmosphere.
Yeah, he's figuring, hey, I don't know what I'm going to do here, but I'm going to give myself a chance from behind the arc.
Timeout Miami after the Monsanto 3. And how about the move by Appleby? Charging to the rim and slamming it home for Wake Forest. So Tyre recap of a very entertaining game. Tyree Appleby, 3-point shooting for Wake.
Yeah, he's been a lot more aggressive in the second half. You kind of saw that coming 2 of 4 in the first half, but very explosive to the rim, knocking down threes. But I don't know that I've ever seen double figures. I don't know if I've ever seen double figures in turnovers in a game. Appleby with 11.
Right there on the IHOP game summary, Mike. And we got 5 players right now for Wake Forest in double digits, and Isaiah Wong moving into 7th all-time in scoring.
And Klintman has 8 points, so 2 points away from a double-double and their 6th double-figure score.
4 minutes and change remaining, 5-point game. Miami's had the lead here in the second half after leading by 3 at halftime. Nijel Pack, that's how you do it.
That was by the way, there wasn't a lot of ball movement, wasn't a lot of player movement. He had some room. Rise up.
4 3-pointers for Nijel Pack. He's also now the leading scorer for Miami with 24. 6th time this season he's gone for 20 or more. Up at the rim, it's Omier. Pack leads the way. Drops it off Miller. Marsh came back to deflect it, score the basket. Jordan Miller.
Just very impressive to me this afternoon how fast Miami has been in transition.
4 players for Miami in double digits. 5 players for Wake. It's double-digit scoring, including Appleby with 15 on 6 of 9 shooting and 3 threes.
Difference is Miami's got a couple guys in the 20s.
That'd be Wong and Pack. Here's Appleby aiming for the 20s, hit the front rim. Carr couldn't grab it. He hit the deck. Wong runs into Appleby.
A foul before the play.
That'll be the third on Tyree Appleby. Miami is in the bonus. So Wong to the free throw line, 1-1. One of the best from the line in the league, Mike. 84% and 8th in the ACC for Isaiah Wong.
If they win, though, he'll hear about missing the free throw for the 4-point play in the locker room.
Just thinking that. He was part of a 13-0 run all by himself against Steve Forbes' team in the first half. Lead has been as big as 14 for Miami in this second half, and a couple of free throws from Isaiah Wong.
Well, a nice job by Pack getting up. He's making Appleby pick the ball up the floor. He wanted to walk that one into the front court before the clock started.
Now exactly 3 minutes to go. Monsanto!
Poplar did everything you could defensively that time, but Monsanto's swinging around to the right hand. It's a little bit easier shot, but that was pure.
It's almost like, and we've seen him a few times this year, Mike, he prefers the difficulty of a three-pointer.
I mean, Poplar gave him all. Like I said, he was chasing him that whole play.
4 made threes for Monsanto, 84 for the season, best in the ACC, and Wong turns it over.
Solid job by Hildreth.
Jim Larinaga, you can understand his dismay at Damari Monsanto. Just hit that last three. Now Appleby will roll it up to midcourt. What a basketball game. 90-81 with 2.5 minutes to go.
You and I have witnessed some scoring in this building, my friend.
Carr, he's got a three.
I'll tell you what, you just give Wake Forest a lot of credit. There were some times in this game they could have gone away.
We saw 212 points combined by Cornell and Miami in a 2-point win for the Canes. Wong will hit it. Just keeping Wake at arm's length late in this one. Miami looking for its third straight win of the series after going on the road in Winston-Salem and winning last year. 4-on-1 Miami. Poplar the layup. The follow from Miller. Carr was the only man back.
And actually, that no call benefited Miami. Carr was 4-on-1 toward the end.
Hildreth stop and start over Miller, too strong. O'Meara has the rebound. Eight boards now for O'Meara. That leads Miami. Final minute. Tough shot from Pack, and Carr had the box out. How about Miami with 34 points off Wake turnovers in this game? Carr steps into a three and hits it. And Coach Forbes wants an immediate timeout.
His last one.
Demon Deacons are going down swinging. If they come up short this afternoon, it's Carr. Just hit a three.
Yeah, that's back-to-back threes for him as well. Boy, massive points coming up. That was Wake's last time out.
I mean, Carr can hit the three, Mike. He's made 2 in this game just on back-to-back trips, and he's got 30 for the season.
Yeah, 33% on the year, which is credible. I mean, you know, you got to pay attention, but
I just want to give you the shooting percentages, Mike, with 41 seconds left. We just saw the Miami huddle, 58%. Wake Forest, 56%. These teams have put on an absolute scoring show, 94-87, with 41 seconds left. And fans of all ages can appreciate the offense in the ACC.
Well, and it's you know, the free throw line has also been a big stat for Miami. They're outscoring Wake by 6 there, 14-17. But that, you know, you look at those shooting numbers that you just talked about with Wake. You take care of the basketball. This team is, you know, this team's north of 100 points right now.
18 turnovers in the game for Wake Forest. Appleby, 12 turnovers by himself, and unfortunately for him, that is a Wake school record.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever witnessed a game. Appleby with his next assist could have double-figure assists and double-figure turnovers.
The assists are no surprise. He leads the conference in that category. Leading scorer as well in the ACC. Appleby with 15 points in this game. That is just a little bit shy of his 18.6 for the year on average.
If you're going to, Omier is the guy you want to foul in this situation of the guys out on the floor. And they're trying to funnel the ball to him.
End up fouling Wong. Klintman was in the neighborhood.
Yeah, they tried to, nobody was guarding Omier that time. They were trying to get the ball in his hands. And that being said, he's 71%. And that's the lowest of the 5 guys out on the floor.
So the 1-and-1 situation for Miami and Wong.
Last one after this next foul would be double bonus.
7 of 8 from the line, Mike, for Wong in the game. 27 points. Missed the front end. 30 seconds remaining. Monsanto got the shot away, was looking for contact and a call, and it didn't happen.
And they're going to see Forbes put the halt sign up, and Miami remaining undefeated at home. And this crowd, I really give you credit. This crowd is really warm to this team, and they should in this building.
Jim Larrañaga said the support of his fans has been enormous at home, and it happened again today. Miami shoots 59% of the game and wins it 96-87 for Coach Larrañaga. Win number 248 as the head coach of the Canes.
Like I said, you know, if you're Steve Forbes, offensively, you're looking at this really, you know, a terrific shooting performance, but just so careless with the basketball on the road.